Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Hades. So, I saved the game in the bedroom after having refigured the mirror a little bit. And when I loaded the game up, all of a sudden, we got an achievement and the Fated List of Minor Prophecies had the exclamation point over it. And opening it up, this seems to be the new thing. The son of the gods shall someday inspire Queen Persephone to develop a plan that might settle the score between the House of Hades and Olympus. I assume that concluding this plot is what actually ends the game, and it looks like the way we do it is by growing closer with more Olympians. So, we're going to have to, I guess, feed nectar to the boon gods in addition to all the other stuff we're doing with nectar. Right now, that doesn't seem like such a big deal. We actually have quite a bit, but I think I am, in fact, going to go trade 5 keys for 1 more nectar. Because this way we should be able to, yeah.
Just what I was looking for.
We can afford to give nectar to a couple of keepsake gods, or a couple of boon gods, and then still definitely have enough for Sisyphus and or Eurydice and or Patroclus, and maybe Thanatos if he lets us. I'm not sure what we'll need to do to move his stuff forward. But yeah, so I refigured the mirror. It's basically the same as it was before, except we put on God's Legacy because we're hunting down these duo boons. God's Legacy is way more expensive than the other thing. To be clear, I still do think the other thing is probably, in the long term, better for your strength. Like, just having the epic versions of boons show up all the time has, I think, been great for us. But as long as we're trying to work through this prophecy, I think this is a sensible way to go. And we're just going to need a whole lot of extra darkness to get it back up near 20%. And with that, let's get a move on here. So we have now a companion with 3 uses over the course of the run. We'll definitely want to save 1 for Hades. So it fires shots that do damage and petrify. We could do 1 on the Theseus fight. I'm sure that it won't petrify bosses, but, you know, the damage. And I'm thinking on Hades, we probably drop it when he summons in the first crew of mini-bosses during Phase 1, right? That the petrify may actually matter there. And then we just have another use, even if we do those 2, we just have another use that's kind of floating, and I guess we'll look for a room where it's sensible to do it. If we encounter the witches or something, we can throw that at them. Yeah, and with that, I think we are good to go. Let's do
Witches
it.
of the underworld, take heed.
Yeah, watch out all you wretches. Watch out all you underworld.
Lord Poseidon.
You know what?
Uncle Poseidon, this here is for you. Would that my father were as easygoing as yourself.
Ah, a show of generosity from my most favorite nephew. Your gift is mightily appreciated. I'll just go ahead and add it to the pile.
Apparently he's got a lot of them. I'm just trying to think, like, who is the most appropriate to do it to? Who feels right? I think Poseidon's done a lot of good stuff for us, and he's generally quite friendly. I mean, Dionysus would probably appreciate it, but also probably needs it less than everybody else. Maybe we should give a bunch to Demeter on account of, you know, her daughter, like... Here's my question. Do you think that us having given Demeter a bunch of gifts will make her go easier on us when she finds out what happened? Or will she in fact be enraged about the fact that we were trying to butter her up before telling her what happened? That's a tough one. I don't know. I don't know what's right to do there.
I'm told a number of the underwater denizens from my domain were captured fair and square through your surpassing skill using the rod of fishing, little Hades. They're yours. I've millions more.
Dude loves to talk about fishing. So we were looking for Floodshot, and here it is. Hard to argue with that. Take this.
Ready.
Oh, hey, that's a lovely start. I mean, not that I don't love Athena and everything, but that's 50 max HP. That feels like a real good second room.
I see that you've returned.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh yeah, I gotta remember, we have multiple bloodstones again. Well, Floodshot's pretty good at this. Although you still have to aim like a little bit.
The dead are useless.
How's that?
That has been my experience as well. The dead are pretty much useless. Do we want... We're going to start going through Nectar real fast here. But also rerolls. And a reroll is a fifth of a Nectar. Let's, I guess, just take the Nectar. It'll level up our Floodshot, which is fine, and we still have a reroll point in case we really need it. So this could end up being a knockback run. We're going to have to make some decisions about what other duo boons we might be able to hunt down here.
Heads up.
I mean, and obviously, there's at least the possibility of being able to pull off that that boon rarity duo if we happen to find Dionysus early on. It was weirdly difficult to hit. Ah. Well, I really appreciate that trap just deciding not to go off on us. I definitely stepped in that trap. Alright, how much damage was that? Okay, a lot, actually. That was more than a 50% boost.
What now?
Why would I do that? I know that's not the right tool for that job. Alright, stand in this, get the buff. I feel like this room could maybe be spawning these enemies in at us a little bit faster. Spacing the waves out as much as they did here makes a very, very easy room even easier, and then also it's just, like, tedious. Well, shit, we are going to have a ton of health very early in this run. And then on top of that, of course, the safety that comes from having a ranged weapon. I'm not saying this is, like, definitely going to be the one, but this is a good sign. This is a good start. I think I've trained myself that ranged weapon means don't get hit at all. Because I'm definitely, like, freaking out in situations where I think we might take A damage, but we don't even have the butterfly equipped. Like, I don't need to worry so much about that. You know what? Given the amount of max HP that we have here, I think I'll take a reroll over 5 more max HP. Alright, I would appreciate those back if you don't mind. Yeah, even before we have bonuses, knockback damage is very considerable. Alright, it would be cool if we could pull some gods. Do we want Artemis? What did they do together? I mean, Artemis is another god where I feel like it might make sense to give her stuff. Oh, right, she does Mirage Shot. You know, if we get a super cool duo cast thing, Mirage Shot on top of it might be really nice. And she's just a good one to have around in general.
I see you, Sneak.
Another thing I'm thinking is that there's some really good Zeus-Poseidon synergy. Damn it. It's so hard to hit him when he's not doing the one where he appears behind you and tries to backstab you. Alright, we got some good bounce damage there. Yep, Poseidon doing all of the work, as always.
My Lady Artemis, this is nothing next to all your grace and favor.
Hey, wait, this is an offering for me? Oh, that's very kind, though. Let's get back to hunting now, okay?
You know what? The fact that it makes her so uncomfortable really makes me want to give her more.
I think you might enjoy it on Olympus. There's a lot of feasting here, I guess, and the air is cool and crisp, and it's much brighter than it is down there. Sounds like a dream, right?
I don't know, I kind of gotten used to all the dank. So... Special is stronger, right? Our special is pretty powerful. Yeah, I think that's totally fine.
The might of the huntress.
Oh, fishing. Hell yeah, fishing.
Fishing time, then.
Poseidon is always excited when we fish. This is just the run that's about making Poseidon like me, I guess.
Fish. Looks like a knucklehead.
It's the most perfect knucklehead of all time, obviously. We certainly don't need the money. Let's go get ourselves a cool hammer boon. Hit that guy. Hit the dangerous guy. I don't even know what the heck that shot was doing. Gosh, that's pretty effective.
The rail's hidden power.
Okay, so we've had all of these before. Hazard Bomb is probably pretty bad with our aspect. I do think it's cool and powerful, but I think we're in a triple bomb kind of position here.
Armed and ready.
We can use some of them purely offensively and still spare some for ourselves.
You dare?
I am doing a terrible job of shooting. Poseidon, do all my aiming for me, please.
Satisfied?
I am relatively satisfied. That is an okay amount of money. Yeah, I'm having a bad aiming day today. Well... Okay. What would we want from Ares? I don't know, actually.
Should help keep me going.
Are we pre-boss? No, I was gonna say. It's a little early for that, and we're gonna get even more heart. So Curse of Agony is like... I don't know. With the speed of the attacks here, we would get a lot more value out of something like Zeus on our attack. I think we could probably put up 50 damage faster than we would deal the dooms here. Blade Dash might be good, though. What is... I know, I keep doing it, and we're gonna keep doing it. We're gonna keep doing it. This dude plus Floodshot becomes a pulse that damages foes around you. Okay. So probably the two things we're looking at here are mutually exclusive, but they're both still to check off the list. So yeah, let's take him on too. Give me that Blade Dash. I do enjoy a good Blade Dash. We're gonna have 225 HP at the very least before we leave the first biome. That feels pretty big. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely gotta go see Sisyphus.
That's who I think it is.
Stop in and hook our friend up. Ah, we can't. We hit the lock, that's right. I have no idea how we would remove
Look
it.
here, Baldy. Prince Zed himself has come to visit us.
Sweet Boldy.
Does Baldy really keep you company? Personally, I would resent a giant boulder that keeps tumbling back down a hill after I push it all the way up there.
Even if it has that winning smile?
Oh, Baldy's not so bad. I mean, he's a good listener, a good shoulder to lean on, doesn't wield a whip. I rightly can't complain. Good having company down here.
My dude's standards are lower than they probably should be. Well, obviously we're taking the money. Right, over darkness? I am gonna take the money.
Not to worry.
Thank you, mate.
Stop by again sometime.
I'm hoping that all we have to do to remove his lock is just talk to him a bunch. I think that's all we've done for everybody except for Hades, who obviously we had to make important story progress for. Well, no, that's not true. It wasn't just about talking, because for Dusa we had to actually complete her lounge thing. We had to help her out with that. So yeah, maybe there actually is stuff to do. That room was starting to feel a little bit like Elysium. I think we gotta do that. And, oh, Zeus is just gonna show right up, huh? And then we can use the Demeter keepsake to force Demeter, and then we're on, like, so many gods. What was the prereq for the thing we were looking for? Was it just any one of her basic 5? Well, sorry, not Floodshot, not the cast, but her call will do the job. So yeah, if we were to pick up Zeus on attack and Demeter on call, I'd be pretty happy with that lineup, actually. Let's go do this, even though we sort of have enough money for the shop to be a reasonable call.
Poseidon sought you out already, My boastful brother gets on with Lord Hades even worse than I, so let me put a little spark into his storms for you.
Yep, I think that's the winner. I should have given him, stuff. Did I hear? I thought I heard a ding. I guess I'm mistaken. Alright. This should be pretty good. I do wish that he had offered us non-common rarities, but what are you gonna do?
Hello, Fury sisters.
Check it out, sis. The god of trash is here. Let's get to work.
Wow, sick burn. She really got me on that one, huh? Ow. Okay, so am I. Nobody ever cares when I'm mad.
Stay there.
Oh, that's bad. That's some good good teamwork on the part of the sisters there. Yeah, Alecto is definitely still the one where I feel like I need the most help. How are all my bloodstones? There's one. Trying to make sure Boiling Blood is up, and also I'm empowered, and also everything else, and also there's so much garbage to run away from, and it's just very difficult. It's a very complicated fight right at this moment. Ah, there's an enemy I didn't even see. It's really hard to... We're very blood and darkness lately in these runs. Where even is she? Okay. I have no idea what she took damage from. Because she died quite a bit after the last time we hit her. We don't have any damage over time effects or anything. That was abysmal. We took 90 damage there. Really harsh.
Well, Father. Which to choose?
Okay, we're not allowed to swap these. This thing was glowing like the dickens. You know, maybe actually that fight would have been a good time to do a summon. I don't think we actually need any of this stuff. Then again, the braid,
I can use this.
It's so cheap. I suppose for the same reason. I should buy the Icar. Alright, let's go.
I'll just go on up.
I'll just go right on up. Thank you. I'm pretty happy with where we are so far. If we can get Demeter's Call, which I think is one of the better ones,
Getting warmer.
we're going to have a lot of interesting prereqs, and on top of that, a really, really solid group of base abilities. Oh, he's dead already. Yeah, wow, those crits are significant.
Rearming.
I got blue guys. Take the blue guys seriously. Well, he's dead. I might, in fact, be the god of overkill. We should probably do that trove, right? There's no chance we don't come out of that at full health. We'd have to screw up real badly to, to come out of that at any less than full.
Again with your tampering.
Let's make this quick.
Is that witch over there still alive? Oh, these are new witches. It's spawning more witches.
Damnable fools.
Very nice.
So, there are definitely some rooms in here where the companion could be useful. You know where we could use the companion is if we get the butterfly ball. That might be a winner. Ooh, fishing point. Alright, I am totally going to remember about that fishing point. Oh, it's a nightmare. Oh, it's a nightmare. It's so many projectiles. I just got all this health, and they are immediately spoiling it.
Want to bring you in on something, boss. The reason that Uncle Poseidon got to you before I did is I let him. He's under the impression he's as spry as ever.
I think it's probably for the best. It's probably for the best for you to just let him keep thinking that. In everyone's best interest. We're early enough in the run that side hustle is still probably pretty good. We could take greater haste, but I don't know that we really need it. I'm gonna do this. I think it has worked out really well for us so far, all of the money. Okay, shop, I guess. I'm a little surprised that we haven't been offered to that Demeter yet. Maybe she'll be in the store.
Got a bite. Just a crustacean.
Just a crustacean. His eye gets right there. It can hear you. Alright, show me... Something's here. That's a curious thing to say.
Hello to you as well, mate.
Why did he say something's here? I mean, he's not wrong. Something is here. It's just
spend it all in one place, mate.
he doesn't usually do that. Okay, well, that's not really what I'm looking for. Do we have the prereqs for any of his other duo boons? We may spend a reroll here. And then we'll still have one for Demeter in a second. Do we have the prereqs for any of his better duo boons? Like... Sea Storm... Yep, okay, we do have Sea Storm prereqs. We should probably reroll for that. We've actually had almost all of his duos already, but Sea Storm's fun. We don't have this. We could end up with a revenge thing going on this build as well. I'm gonna reroll.
Let's see what else.
Okay, so do we want to take the prereq for the revenge build, or do we just want to get jolted, which is excellent? I'm gonna do this because duos.
Always a pleasure, Charon.
Let's try to be ready to unlock some duos. We have now so many prerequisites. Probably we should really prioritize keys as room rewards. Oh, okay.
Circle.
Don't worry, I'll save you.
Please do. I could really use it. She's over there. She's helping. Look at her. And she doesn't like it when I shoot at her, which I get. I like the fact that they have lines. I guess I didn't think it was going to be her. I thought she gave us a thing that we would summon.
No hard feelings.
Okay, bye!
I like that very much. You know what? I am going to give her some nectar.
A little offering for you, good Lady Demeter. I'm deeply grateful for your willingness to aid me in all this.
I must acknowledge and accept your thoughtful gift of nectar, Zacharias. Would that the mortals showed deference thus.
Well, you know, maybe if they had a guilty conscience, they would.
My, but you're as determined as my foster brothers were when my sisters and I stood with them against the Titans way back when.
Okay, epic version of the call is very exciting.
That beats the heat.
Oh, well, obviously we're doing that. No offense, Hermes, but wouldn't it be cool if we were already at 300 max HP?
Punishment has its perks.
We shall see how good you really are.
At running. Because that's the only thing I'm going to be doing.
Right there.
Okay, no Gorgons. No Gorgons allowed. I gotta stay away from that dude. Okay, we're just gonna play super, super careful. Because obviously to get caught out in the open here is to get murdered.
Not now. Easy.
Just really, like, some legendarily bad shooting on my part. Okay, well, I mean, you know we gotta. This is gonna be scary, though. These are both tough ones. So what is my plan? It's probably better we take Zeus first. I think Poseidon's is a little easier to avoid. Poseidon's Wrath.
How very kind of you.
So... I'm gonna re-roll hoping for duos? Okay, no such luck. And in fact, we got pretty rough selection here. It taking them all down to common really hurt. Alright, I do like Jolted a lot.
That's definitely not the choice I would have made, nephew. Because for me to side against myself, why, that would make no sense at all.
You know, when you're right, you're right.
Damned either way, I guess. Time to bring him over.
Certainly the case. Ah.
You hear me, Dusa?
Your gal's right here.
I didn't mean to do that. One is real close to Q. Get him, Dusa. Yeah, we're definitely taking a lot of damage here. Ugh, and these assholes are all ducking under the ground every time I cast at them.
You showed them, Prince.
I didn't mean to... Okay, so now we're not summoning her again until Hades, so be careful.
Alright, that's quite enough. I take it you've had about enough of that, correct? You're pretty good. So here, why don't you run along?
Yeah, Epic Razor Shoals is pretty good. I'll take that. Now, we need to start seeing those duos. Is there anything we're missing out here? That was a pretty big fight. We probably broke everything in the room that needed to be broken. I'm gonna take boons over hearts at this point. Even boons we have to pay for. Yeah, that's right. Buying the key doesn't... First of all, we do have enough money to get everything, but even if we didn't, that's right, buying the key doesn't give you the important part of a key, so who cares? Yep. Cool, got it.
Good for the health.
So now we definitely want to take revenge stuff as often as we possibly can. We have a good set of gods for it. I don't think he has a revenge thing, but Demeter definitely does, Ares definitely does, and Zeus definitely does, so hopefully we'll get some cool stuff there. I really wish this was food. Also, why did I think we had enough money? I can't math. I can't math at this time of the night.
All right, Lerny, let's have it out between us then.
Listen, it's only about half my fault. Throughout the ages, man has always wondered, yet has never known what 5 plus 7 is. Frankly, it's just impossible to guess. Must you stomp directly on me? Lerny's main head is doing a really good job of leaping in front of the casts. Yep, really preventing me from ever hitting a cast ever under any circumstances. Okay, so we're not going to get Greater Call probably before the end of this phase. So I'm just going to come over here and lay down a normal call. And anywhere that we try to stand instantly becomes completely untraversable. Ah, lots and lots of area denial. If you start the reload animation from standing, you can't start moving until after it finishes, and that's why we got hit there.
Good, no more heads.
That is right? Yeah, it's stationary for a second. It does look like it just cuts it short eventually, but it does lock you in place for a second. That's pretty weird, considering that if you're moving when you start reloading, it doesn't stop you. Feels like it might be a bug.
Back here soon enough, I think.
You would expect the behavior to be consistent, at least, right? Alright, so, what are we doing now? We're at a pretty good level on Family Favorite already. We could force somebody else, or... Let's see, we can't force Demeter or Poseidon. We already did both of those. I don't really think I do want to bring in another god, because I don't want to dilute the boon pool, I don't think. So we could, yeah, we could just distant memory from here. This'll be enough encounters for it to be max level by the time we get to the top floor. Or by the time we get to, Hades anyway. Yeah, let's do it. Absolutely. Excellent.
Get me out of here.
Hey, we haven't seen Chaos even once this whole run. That's pretty weird. So maybe too much jumping out to Erebus.
Everything's so green.
Alright, what have we? Money versus heart. You know what? We have a lot of health. But you can never have too much. We're making our money, slowly but surely.
Long spears.
Long spears, hate them. Have I mentioned that I dislike all of the enemies in Elysium? Not because they're bad, but because they are too good. I guess the jolted thing's not really that effective if I never let them attack.
Rearming.
Just doing that thing where I push the enemies out of the out of the zone. Yep, fuck it. Okay. Espy, get your button pressing under control, man. Press the buttons when it's good to press them, and also not at other times. We're not waiting on any Artemis duos, are we? Well, I guess the Mirage shot would be cool. I think we're gonna take the hammer, though. The Mirage shot would be cool, but it's not on our list. It's less vital that we get it. There we go. See, just wait until the thing hits him, then hit him with the flood shot.
Easy.
There you go. That's how you really want to do it. Everything lands at the same time. I did not successfully make everything land at the same time on that one. I like the way that these guys are so eager to do damage to me that they will just run into the blade rifts. Certainly makes my job easier. Oh, that was very embarrassing. Okay, attacks STYX and does bonus damage. Ooh. I think targeting system sounds really good with our build.
Let's go, Exegriff.
Oh, interesting. That's a thing we've not seen before, because obviously it wouldn't have made sense. I will take that. Now we can use it on Theseus and Hades. I don't think I actually am going to do a Chaos Gate here. Well... You know what? Okay. We'll just be smart about what we take from it, that's all. Shop versus... Well, we certainly can't shop. Even if we had taken the gold, we wouldn't be able to shop. Chaos Gate and Erebus Gate together is a little bit of a bummer. Obviously not exactly the way we wanted that to go. So, it says foes targeted by your special. Take that, take the thing, and I guess I kind of didn't believe it. I thought it was just like, oh, it's just weirded strangely. But you could see the debuff on the enemies, around the base of the enemy's shadow, as soon as they were in the area where the bomb was coming down. So that's actually really powerful. That's even better than it needed to be, probably. I'm going to take that.
Extra blessing.
Ooh, boy. That's actually... I might abandon our Chaos Gate for that. I think I'm going to.
Time for more pain.
Obviously, this will turn out to be fantastically bad if I get hit here.
Welcome to Erebus.
We have a pretty solid build, I think. He says, right before immediately just being dropped into some of the worst combat in history. Okay, we did kill that eye, right? Yes, we did. Yeah, man, slowing as soon as they're in the circle is really nice. It's for making sure that the grenades actually land. Oof. That's not going to land in time. Oh, no, it did. Man, only one of those actually did damage? All you gotta do is shoot them so they're behind him. Okay. That would have been really embarrassing if we had failed.
Olympus, I accept this message.
What's our knockback is on, our shot. You know, wave pounding's fine. Like, obviously Typhoon's Fury is great, but the thing I'm most worried about is fighting Hades, and Typhoon's Fury is not very good against him. I guess let's do this. Yeah, we need more boons. And Demeter has a chance of giving us one of the duos that we're hunting.
Well, you're back, short.
Hey, buddy.
Or Prince, whatever they call you. I'm not much for formality.
Not much for it either here, Asterius. Though, speaking of which, how would you prefer to be addressed? The Minotaur, the Bull of Minos? Those aren't offensive to you, are they?
They don't mean anything to me. They mean something to others. I have my name. You know it. Use it if you want. Now, enough.
That was almost like a real conversation. Oh, right. More than one... Sometimes more than one dunk. My dash got abbreviated there because I dashed into the pillar. Just try to make sure that he is always boiling. Oh, right. I thought he was... Shoot, I thought he was charging up for his normal slashes. Oh, again got tricked. That time there weren't consequences, but it was still bad. Gotta try to make sure that we are, jolting him. Oh. I'm gonna level with you. I'm not watching his health bar while we're fighting.
See you soon. Time to collect.
I was watching my call, and I was like, okay, it's almost time, it's almost time.
I accept this message.
Okay, no love for me. Killing Freeze, probably, right? Although... Frozen Touch is definitely interesting. Frozen Touch will just be going off on people all the time. Like, this is definitely better boss damage, but this will still be relevant against the boss, and it will also be relevant in other situations. But also, this is 30% bonus damage pretty much all of the time. Yeah. Those were all really, really strong.
I ought to have been cast into the meadows of sprawling ASPHODEL, not with these kings and dragons. What am I doing here? Waiting, lingering, transfixed on something that was never mine, something I never had. Then what am I to do?
You know, buddy, you don't really know what's going on around this place. Let me tell you something. You're happy you're not in Asphodel.
You ever want to travel past this glade, sir? Elysium in all its splendors. There's a lot to see. Sure you're all right?
I'm sure enough, stranger. I traveled far and wide whilst I drew breath. That got me rid of any wanderlust. This little corner suits me well, I think. I have the statue there, the river. It's quite nice.
Okay, well, we certainly don't need the Kiss of STYX. I don't think Cyclops Jerky's all that good for us. Let's just take the Insurance Hydrolite. And then, note, we did not have the option of giving him Nectar, so we are at his lock as well. I mean, I reckon I know what needs to be done there. We're working on it.
Who's next?
I imagine that the timing of that ability is such that if we just fire all three of our Bloodstones at once, by the time they land, we have the bonus damage.
There we go.
These die. These die.
That was regenerating.
Okay, well, I'd appreciate it if they didn't do that. I'm way more focused on the butterfly balls at the moment, though. Oh.
Demeter.
Ah, little sprout. I was just notifying
Okay.
Lord Poseidon here that all of his domain exists because it pleases me. Remember, my good foster brother, I could freeze your oceans solid if I chose.
Excellently stated, venerable goddess Demeter. I'm reminded once more of your vast experience, though I think we all prefer our oceans liquidy. Isn't that right, nephew?
Interesting.
That was a weird combination of him being deferential and him calling her old. He's doing all right for himself, I suppose. All right.
Both them might.
So now we this run we managed to hunt 2 duo-boons that we were missing before. And at this point, are we still looking for a duo from Demeter? Because I think that's definitely going to affect whether or not we want to go to her side. We can't get Stubborn Roots or Cold Embrace this run. We can't get Freezing Vortex, so no duo available. She does, on the other hand, still, as we saw in that after Asterius, have a number of boons that I would really, really like to have. So I think we're still tacking this way, even though, there's a couple of things that Hermes could give us that would be awfully nice.
More great shields.
I don't see what makes them so great. Interesting.
Back.
Yes, they leave little vortices. Wow, we have just a super good loadout for dealing with these little chariot guys, and it still kind of sucks. Why are you invincible?
Olympus, I accept this message.
That's interesting. Killing Freeze is also interesting. Although, actually, you know what? With Killing Freeze, the only thing we have right now that applies chill is the call. So actually, this isn't really that meaningful. Cold Fusion will probably end up doing a lot of damage to Hades over the course of the fight. If he's jolted for 10 seconds after each time we've attacked him. So, yeah, let's go that way. Hold on. Are we shopping next? No, probably not, because we just don't have the money. Which means this feels okay. No, we may as well take this. Do we want to do this? If there's no chance of us getting a Kiss of STYX, I think it reduces the value of Fateful Twist pretty significantly. A lot of the things we'll get are either not good, or are less expensive than Fateful Twist would have been.
Better.
Okay, we have just a huge amount of health. Positively tremendous amount of health.
He would pit you against me, Asterius. I can see it in his mismatched eyes. I cannot shake the terrible vision that someday or night it shall be me standing alone here whilst you take sides against me with that fiend.
I mean, I think this is a little self-fulfilling. Probably it never would have happened. It never would have even come up if he hadn't started saying this. Now that he's all like Asterius, I don't trust you at all. Maybe someday.
Asterius, about that, please consider it a standing offer if you like. I'd rather have you as a friend than as a foe. Not sure that I can say the same for Theseus, of course. You.
Poisonous worm! I knew you had a more sinister trick at play, because your fighting style certainly is of no concern just on its own. Are there truly no depths to which you would not stoop?
Deuce, help!
You got it, on the double.
Where? What?
Get him, Dusa.
Nothing like battling
Yeah, so she shoots a lot of projectiles, actually. She seems great. This is a bad place for me to have dashed to. Oh, took that right across the face. Alright, let's just put this down in the middle. This is going, like, pretty quickly. Ah, no, don't dash that. That's like the only bad direction to dash in. My biggest concern here is that I'm putting a lot of noise on the ground, and that's going to make it tricky to tell where the god effects are.
I shall return.
Don't even know what killed him.
Finally.
To be perfectly honest with you, we have so much stuff going on at such an intensity, I cannot even keep track of the fight anymore.
Don't make me come up there, boy.
Alright, and we just keep distant memory up. And yeah.
Coin goes in,
sure.
it comes out.
Oh, right.
Out of here.
I have to press a button. I can't just walk out. You have to forgive me. I've never played Hades before, of course, so. Well, this is going splendidly so far, which is not to say that we should necessarily expect that it is going to continue to go splendidly, but it's a promising-ish sign. And I do expect that the STYX side passageways should be quite easy. Alright, what are we still looking for in terms of duos? There's... Mirage Shot would be cool, but it's not on the list. We got the Ares and Zeus one. I think we're kind of out of important duo boons. No heart over here. Oh, sorry, there is a heart. No heart in the in these two, the mini boss ones. I think we'll probably go palm first. We definitely have some stuff that I would like to palm. And then, like, we don't have Zeus's Revenge Boon yet, and we didn't take Demeter's when we had the chance, so it's possible that we'll get both of those. That would certainly be cool. Just have a lot of free damage effects going off over the course of the fight. And obviously, I don't mind Hades being fully chilled for basically the entirety of the fight either. That would be alright. Okay. So keep the zone up to keep the enemies slowed. Oh yeah, and also blade rifts. That's really interesting. Yeah, so it shoots out... I guess from the description, I was thinking that it would just shoot out, like, little arrow-type projectiles, like support fire style stuff. That's really cool, though.
Father thinks my chambers are a mess.
The degree to which that one is easier than all of the others is really quite silly. We hit with the special a lot.
Stronger still. Enough of this place.
It's not all the mini-boss chambers, although I do think they are mostly easier than the non-mini-boss chambers, but that chamber in particular is really, really easy. Yeah, we may as well go and get the money. Actually, you know what I'm thinking about now? I'm wondering if perhaps it's maybe best to not do at least one of the mini-boss chambers, so that we can have that available after we get the fountain. Because I do feel like we're more likely to come out of those branches without taking a significant amount of damage. And if we end up wanting to do more branches after we hit the fountain, like, normal ones have proven to be a little risky in that case.
Hey, a satyr sack already. Now back to Cerberus.
Okay. I don't think we're done. I think we should do, at the very least, the heart one. With 3 death defiances, a heart is worth, like, 62 health. 62 max HP, so I think that's probably... No, 62 total HP. So I think that's probably worthwhile. I don't know if we'll do any of the others, but let's do this one at the very least. Mayhap I will regret it, but my guess is it'll end up being worthwhile. Oh, also we did need at least one more chamber for the distant memory, which I did not realize, but that's definitely worth ranking up. That's going to be very close to 10% total damage during the fight. Although I guess it's not going to break down quite that easily, because Hades does his best to not be distant. We're going to try, and he's going to run at us a lot, and I'm sure at least some of the time he's going to succeed in canceling our bonus. Boy, they are really devoted to just putting 1 million rats in front of me, huh?
Shiny.
None of these are actually good for the boss fight. I mean, I guess Aethernet is kind of. And it's cheap as free, so why not? The Eye of Lamia is only good if... You know what? If we have it during the Hades fight, it will at least be a chance for the mini-bosses we kill to drop health. That's sort of worthwhile, I guess. I needed to get further away from the side because the poison vent had just started spraying, but that was not a good way to do it. Damn it. Jesus.
All shall soon decay.
So it just didn't cure me when I used the thing a second ago, I think. Oh my god, the cowardice. So it ended up being not worth it. Well, it ended up being like almost exactly value neutral.
This can get me out of here.
Except I guess it got us some money. And then, like, you have a question of whether it's worth it to push for more boons, because I do love a boon.
Cheers, mate.
Ah, so then the boatman Charon came through for us after all, did he? Whatever means we have to reach you, we'll employ.
Well, I don't... Lightning Rod's not bad. We never want to actually have our Bloodstones, so... And we don't necessarily always have time to pick them up. I think I'm actually going to take Lightning Rod.
I feel all tingly.
And then, I guess we grab this.
I'll take it.
Frozen Touch is probably good. And then it's like, if we're going to do another branch, we don't buy Small Palm, we instead do the other branch and then buy Big Palm. We have the eye. I'm gonna go this way. We're gonna see if Zeus wants to give up his Revenge Lightning boon. Stay back, enemies. Stay back, small rat. Stay back, single small remaining enemy. Yeah, I'm excited about the amount of passive damage that we have. If we can pull the Zeus Lightning Revenge boon, we will have so much damage that we don't have to think about. Stuff that just happens. Because that's part of what is killing enemies now, is we're getting the, we're getting all that vengeance. Wait, which... Oh no, we do already have the Zeus one. It's the Ares one we don't. I got all confused. Well... I mean, obviously Zeus still has some good stuff left. If he's gonna let me do it, I'm gonna do it.
Bothers.
Oh, I did that to myself. You know what? Let's just go ahead and call. If it keeps me from taking damage here, it's worth it.
Lord Uncle Zeus, in the name of Hades.
I wonder if this will trigger on enemies who aren't actually knocked away, but on whom a push occurs. Because it's worded a little bit differently than the rupture thing, which is your knockaway effects apply rupture. I bet it doesn't, and it's not on the list, and I think actually I want to take Billowing Strength and we'll just do short calls during the fight. Yeah, I think I like that. So this ended up being not a huge loss. We lost like 10 health net there. In part because we got 100% screwed by our Eye of Lamia. It gave us 1 food.
Come in useful.
I'm gonna take 30 damage on Floodshot. Or, no, we're gonna take this. We're gonna be calling a ton. The thing is, she could give us pressure points. We've gotten a lot of good value out of doing these side paths so far. Alright. And you gotta remember, we do heal for 10 points every time we go through one of these. So on a version of this where we do a good job and we don't take a bunch of bonus damage, these can actually be value positive, health positive slightly. They're probably value positive even if they are slightly health negative. So it turns out that, wow, that was pretty impressive. That attack was, like, literally instant. Like, he did an animation, but the animation occurred after we took damage. Also, how are you still alive? The amount of damage that that one in the corner took. Okay, so this one's going to be hugely value negative unless... hugely health negative again. Unless we find a call, or a well in this room here at the end. Now, see, this right here would have been a good time for us to... I remembered that I'm supposed to be doing it a lot, so I just pressed the button without looking. Especially if we still had our Eye of Lamia, this would be a really good time. That didn't work. I don't think that any of the enemies took damage from that. Okay, maybe the little rats could chill out just a little bit. Okay, wow. No pressure points. Well... okay, so that branch was hugely negative. That cost us a ton and got us almost nothing in return. Bummer.
Chow time, boy. Are you hungry? I can use this.
I mean, it got us a palm. Oh, this is... yeah. That's real solid.
Fang-bearing Cerberus directs all three of its attentions toward the satyr sack.
Honestly, even with the amount of damage we took there, if we'd gotten pressure points, it might well have been worth it. Her just not offering us pressure points really hurt.
Into the cold.
Okay, so call every time call comes up. Keep that damage bonus rolling. Always fire your casts. Never have a bloodstone left. And we have a ton of damage bonuses, a ton of hard damage bonuses.
I should be getting back to my desk, but I suppose the work can wait.
You know, I'm just glad you're making time for me.
There we go.
I appreciate him running into that. I gotta remember, no matter what, we gotta keep him jolted. Oh, right.
It doesn't work right now.
Wait, summon unavailable. We do have a charge left. I'm getting hit by this goddamn sneak. Projectiles are very hard to see. It's difficult to pay attention to him. I have other stuff to do. Oh, and also, not calling. Our call's charging really quickly. Okay, good news is we did kill the sneak.
Why don't you clean your chambers so ferociously?
My chambers just aren't as enjoyable to fight.
It's not going to get it. Oh no, it did. Okay. I thought I had thrown that in a way where it wasn't actually going to hit. And you got to remember, all we really have to do is stay alive, and our passive damage will get a lot of work done for us. Ooh. I'm not necessarily doing a great job of just stay alive, in part because he is summoned by far the most effective and annoying possible mini-boss. That said, Zeus is going to kill him off of revenge damage before he has a chance to do too much more work to us. Why is that not picking up? There it is.
All right.
something for you.
Ah, those tanks here. Wow. Okay, so it.
No.
I didn't realize it was going to slow me to basically being unable to move. Come on. I ran right into that. I don't like the fact that, like, it should be the case that all of the pots that were hit by that detonated simultaneously, and they didn't. Two of them waited. Two of them that were inside the call and were taking damage waited until we were close enough to actually pop, and that's bullshit.
Not yet.
Also, my revenge thing is breaking pots without us doing anything at all, and that is, in one sense, cleaning up the battlefield in a very pleasing way, and in another sense, putting me in horrible danger. Ow.
Surplus.
No panic. Nope, still too early. Still too early. Okay, maybe. Maybe. It's possible.
Enough of this.
Careful, careful, careful. I have no idea where he is at any time. Okay, I don't know if I agree that that was in his attack range, but fine. Yeah, all the pots are always going to be breaking. I can't really... There's nowhere that's ever safe for me to stand.
Not now. I can't.
Okay, I am out. I'm just spamming the button to make sure that we are using our bloodstones. I'm not really paying too much attention. I am trying mostly just to survive, and stuff is happening or it's not happening, and we're kind of just like relying on a lot of that passive damage, like I was saying.
I'm empty.
Careful as we fire over here. I'm pretty sure he's about to die, though, unless there's a fourth phase.
Blast.
Fingers crossed.
How? I went all out. And still...
Well, we learned something very important today, and that is that I am the weak link in this system. If we just get the gods to do their stuff without me having to be involved, they do it much more effectively.
Let's do this again.
Bye. In the name of someone very sore right now.
Hey, we got there. And it doesn't have a thing on it that's like, yo, you did... Oh, hey, I do in fact dig the duo boots. We didn't get a notification that's like, hey, you did a real good job at the Extreme Hades. I feel like we totally should. Also, I guess you just don't get to use summons against Hades. I pressed the button a couple of times throughout the fight. We only had Zag say out loud, that doesn't work right now once, but I did... You know, in case there was something, like, it was just, like, something about that moment that was bad, and no, it just didn't let me use it. So, that, I guess, means don't save them up? I guess I could see that, like, because for a large portion of the fight, he's the only thing that someone would have to focus on. It would probably get to do a lot of damage to him, so, like, maintaining the balance of this fight being difficult would require it not working.
Reflecting on his victory, Prince Zagreus observes how death can take hold in so many different ways. At times quite slowly, and at other times...
I don't think we've ever seen that death animation before. You know, because there are still things in the game that we haven't seen. So many different things, it seems like.
Thank you everyone, you're too kind.
I was just resting my eyes. You won't tell anybody, right?
You're in the main hall. Everybody already knows. What would be the point?
Hail, Prince. Hold just a moment, lad. That look. I think I know it all too well. Things getting complicated for you lately, then?
You could say that, I suppose.
Well, you know, just the usual struggles of battling toward the surface, generally to some ignoble death. Wait, you mean between myself and Megara, don't you?
I think she likes you more than she lets on. You have a certain way, besides. I know you two got off to a rough start, and circumstances lately haven't helped. But if you love her, follow your heart.
And what if I don't? I hesitate to even use the word.
If you don't, then cease with giving her such lavish gifts, I ought to think. No need to send the wrong impression, and there is nothing to be gained from such an empty gesture anyhow.
Thank you for the advice, Achilles, sir.
That is kind of interesting, because, like, I think the default assumption is that if you can do a thing in a game, then the game kind of wants you to. So I appreciate that he's here, like, you know, if you aren't into her, maybe just don't press the button, because, like, that seems cruel to her. A thing a person playing a video game might actually need to be told.
Here, boy. Just as long as one of your three heads enjoys these pets.
Oh, hey, look who's back. Well, we're going to give him some nectar as well. We're going through this stuff real quickly.
Oh, why? I'm very much obliged that you have thought of me again for such a wonderfully thoughtful gift.
It's nothing, Orpheus. Thank you for all the inspiration through your song. I love your work, mate. Orpheus, the distant memory you gave me. It's a bit of your past with Eurydice in there, isn't it? I'm grateful, but why give me such a precious gift as that?
I'm glad you like it, Zagreus. Some memories are cherished, yes, indeed. But there can come a point where they provide more benefit to others than ourselves. Don't you agree?
I guess I can see that. Cheers.
That's the smartest thing he has ever said.
You reached the surface.
Yeah, that did happen.
Nyx, all you've done to help me with the Olympians, the mirror, the house contractor, I worry that if Father were to know that he would turn his wrath upon you. I don't want anything to happen.
I think this is dialogue that was supposed to play a lot earlier in the game.
You need not fear for me, my child. For I am not some underling your father has authority to punish if it pleases him. I am the knight, and it is by my grace that this house stands. Your father knows this. Thus, he and I have certain common goals. We are obligated to cooperate.
Obligated to cooperate? No wonder I thought you two truly were husband and wife.
Your father and I sometimes convince ourselves.
You know, I imagine it gets pretty lonely down here. I do like the fact that they, like, early on, it's like after your third death or whatever, you come in and you see Nyx, like, pull rank on him a little bit to really establish that relationship. Oh, hey.
I had this awful contraband I wanted to turn in as soon as possible, if you don't mind taking it from me, Meg.
You still have no idea how to be upfront with me, do you, Zag? Why don't you tell me why you're here and what you want?
So the whole contraband thing, you aren't buying it, I guess? Although I see you took the bottle there now anyway. I wanted just to talk to you, and patch things up, maybe.
Patch things up? What is it, by your estimation, that could use repairs between the two of us?
I was naive. I tried not to get too close, but then I did, and said a lot of stupid things, and then... Well, we've since tried to kill each other lots of times, there's that. Look, I'm sorry, Meg.
You said a lot of stupid things, all right. And we Furies, we're not much for forgiveness or apologies. But I can see you're making an attempt. Now thank you for the contraband. Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye.
Heart, I guess. You know, with Meg, it's always probably going to be like that. I think it's really interesting that she calls us out on the contraband ruse, this facade, when she's the one who introduced it, and it's been her who has been like, oh yeah, I guess you ought to give me that to dispose of every other time. But I guess it's like, this is writing that rings pretty true to me, because it is almost always the things of ourselves that we recognize in others that really just drive us up the fucking wall about them.
What's cooking?
That was a lot of keys.
My friend.
Boy, we really don't need this many keys. Oh, 2 ambrosia. Jeez.
Ambrosia isn't only for the gods, you know, Dusa. It's for anyone we really care about. So, here. Please enjoy this, or just add it to the lounger's stash, whatever suits you.
Oh, but you really mean that, huh? But you are the prince himself, and I'm just... Look, we both know I am just a floating monster head and a custodian. I just don't understand. Why keep on being nice to me like this? I thought you'd never even talk to me.
You're so much more than what you said. I wish you could see that. If only everybody in this house had your spirit.
If only everybody in this house had yours, Prince Zagreus. You've been so kind to me, and I'm glad we've had a chance to get to know each other more. It's really nice sometimes, knowing somebody really cares about me here.
It should be more than sometimes that you feel that way as far as I'm concerned. I've never met anybody like you before. My father always told me not to smile quite as much, but you're like me.
What? Because I smile? Smiling's just a little something that I like to do to deal with the day. Though... Oh. That's what you meant. I see. Look. This is kind of a lot. I had better go. I'll cherish the ambrosia, though, okay?
Dusa, wait.
Huh. I think the end of that interaction had a little bit of a, like, she's maybe not actually comfortable with me making a move on her kind of vibe. I thought, you know, all the hearts and the nervousness and everything that she was into it, but... Also, she's my employee, I guess, so this maybe... I suppose Meg is too. Maybe this whole thing is real gross. Yep, that's not a thing we're doing. I will do this again before we step back out, though. So, now that we've beaten Extreme Hades, and I gotta... Oh, I should check the garden, okay. I gotta say, I don't necessarily think that Extreme Hades is all that cool of a fight. Like, I wonder if we should take Extreme Measures 4 back off and try to juice up the difficulty in some other way. Like, the base version of the Hades fight still is tricky, and maybe we could turn up the difficulty in the rest of the run, so it's not like a bunch of relatively rote nonsense and then one big stopping block at the end of the hour. Or at the end of the 90 minutes, more like.
Mother's taking good care of this place since she got back.
Well, be that as it may. If they pester you at all, do let me know and I shall have them dealt with quickly.
Oh, Hades. I think the shades around here have been through enough as it is. I don't mind them. After all the time I spent on my own, having some company has been a welcome change.
You are certain all your needs have been provided for? Because if there's anything that you require...
Require? Look at this place, Hades. Look at me. I have everything. And so do you. Try not to worry quite so much. And be patient with your son. That's all I ask.
Persephone, I cannot promise you such things. They're not my strengths. Besides, I have a reputation to uphold. God of the dead. If the wretches do not fear me, or you for that matter, what then?
I'm not going to tell you how to balance your work, your marriage, and your parental responsibilities. I don't think anybody on Olympus or below knows quite how best to manage that. So long as we do our best.
Our best. That I can promise you.
Aw, what a big softie. Yeah, I think we're probably going to turn EM4 off. We'll leave the first 3 ranks on, because I do think the boss fights are more interesting. Although, it is probably the case that the third boss fight is actually easier with the EM3 on than it is with it off. But we'll make up the heat some other way. We definitely need to be running above 6 heat for the game to be, like, challenging to us. So, we still haven't pulled this, and we still do need to. I could really use those gemstones. How are we doing on this? We're getting there. We're actually pretty far along. So, let's figure out what we're hunting next. Zeus, buddy, what duos do we still have to take for you? Okay, we have to actually make smoldering air happen. Okay, I guess that'll be the first thing we're seeking next time. Is there anything else with Aphrodite while we're at it? Cold Embrace. Okay, so Demeter, Zeus, and Aphrodite. We gotta take Crystal Beam. Okay, we can make that happen. So what weapon do we want with that? We probably want this to be a melee weapon run, because the Demeter Aphrodite duo boon that has the crystal aiming directly at you, obviously would want us to be close to our enemies. So, shield sword. I mean, we just did gloves. I guess so. You know what? We haven't won very much with the sword at all.
Stygius hungers.
That said, the aspect of Poseidon is definitely wrong for the thing we're about to be going for.
Nemesis.
So let's Nemesis. I like this sword. I think it looks real cool.
All set.
Okay, sorry, I've already forgotten. It's 15% critical chance on attack after you special. So we're probably looking for like Aphrodite on the attack, just like really drive that damage number up, and then I don't really know what I mean, obviously we're Demeter on the cast, and Zeus can kind of just be wherever. Zeus on the special would be good. Zeus on the dash or the call is also fine. Okay, so you've got kind of a general idea of where we're going. Interesting. This number did not go up. I was expecting that the value in the description would scale upward with us giving ambrosia to the person who gave us the companion, while this button scales the uses. But, why is this green if it doesn't move? Maybe it'll change. Maybe there are only like 2 states for each companion, and it'll change once we completely fill Deuce's heartometer. How many more? There weren't really that many hearts after the lock, were there? Okay, yeah, a little ways to go yet. We've got to keep talking to Persephone. We have a lot of progress yet to make on this. And Fables. Oh, you unlock these entries. So this is the companion area, although it's called Fables for some reason. And you unlock these entries by using the companion, not by getting the companion. Okay. I mean, it's nice to know that there's not another whole category of things that we've never seen before, I guess. I think we're going to keep Fide around. Fide? When Fide first emerged from the darkness, she grew very concerned as to why she was forced to slither bodily along the ground, while shades could float about and bats could fly. Why was she forced to move in such a thoroughly ignoble way? It was unfair. However, Mother Night implored her to not to be so vain about her sense of justice. Surely there were creatures who envied her. But Fide was unconvinced. I'm not clear on what... It's just a snake? It's just like a really cute snake, I guess? It's weird that it seems to have a face here, you know, on top of the normal level of face that it has. Anyway, I came in here to grab a keepsake. I guess let's lead off with... We're looking for... Demeter and Aphrodite. I guess let's lead with Aphrodite. The earlier we get that big fat attack boon, the easier things are going to be for us, probably, because we are going to do a hell of a lot of damage with it. Okay, and with that, I do believe we are basically done. I mean, we can go pour some more darkness into the mirror real quick. Sadly, this is only actually 2 points. Oh, no, it maxes out at 10. Never mind. I assumed it would max out at 20, since the other one also maxes out at 20. Okay, well, I guess all of our darkness is being saved up for persuasion. Then with that, I do believe we are done for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to spend a little time fiddling with the Pact of Punishment, trying to come up with what I think will be a fun difficulty. I'm loath to just increase the damage or health of enemies, because that does increase the difficulty of a Hades fight. I wish there were more things that would only increase the difficulty of earlier stuff. Maybe we'll turn elites having perks back on or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. When you come back next time, I will have done that. I will have figured it out. And we'll see you then.